I got the Shredder for a couple of reasons. One, I wanted to prevent a possible Shredder Zeppelin harass, which is always very annoying, because that can always be very, very painful for you. Um, you see, I'm just trying to focus the Zeppelin down a little bit. The second thing is because he had Defend in there, I needed some more damage output. Now, unfortunately for me, or fortunately I suppose, he actually left very quickly there. He, basically by the time I got the Shredder, he left. Now, he might have left because I got the Shredder, I'm not certain, but mostly it's my assumption that because I got his footman pretty low thanks to the Panda, he decided to pull back. And also because he ended up picking that Zeppelin up, he decided that it was time to go harass anyway. So there's a Zeppelin coming into my army. Now I put Dryads and Archer and the Shredder into Control Group 2, and my heroes are in Control Group 1. And so I'm going to try to have my heroes just do everything by themselves and let the Shredder and Piercing team deal with his harass. So you see here I go over here, and I'm just going to switch the Wisp out before he even does any damage. I focus down on this Water Elemental a little bit. And Abolish Magic, I believe, has been researched already, so I'm going to start using that against the Water Elemental. I make a couple micro mistakes in saving arches and stuff, but my thought process right here is, alright, look, I know he's trying to harass me, but right now I've got enough lumber that I can make a couple archers and not be in too bad of shape. I have still a couple Wisps alive, so this Wisp dies really, really quickly thanks to the Archmage with Claws of Attack, 35 HP, and it died, and that was with at least one attack from Claws. But anyway, like I said, I'm using this Shredder and Piercing team to just sit in my base, and you see I'm just rallying it to my base and letting him sit there. I have him all in Control Group 2. I believe 2-tab and Z-spam will access to spell. I think Shredder's the first one in that control group. But I'm creeping here with the Panda and the Ancient of War, and mostly I'm microing, my Dryads and stuff, so I'm going to dispel this Water Elemental here. There we go, get some experience. And so I'm trying to just do some damage. There's another dispel, I get some experience again. But this Panda, I believe, isn't getting a lot of EXP thanks to this Ancient of War. I'm not paying attention, so I'm missing a lot of experience here. But I'm just trying to chase my opponent out of my base, using Moonwells when I can. I know that he's not going to be able to easily kill a Shredder, and, I guess it worked. I don't think I killed any footmen, but I did get 2 Water Elemental kills, which was nice. You can see my heroes are getting closer to leveling up. Now, I would have easily had a 3 DH and probably level 2 Panda if my my Ancient War hadn't stolen the kills, but it's the risk you take when you AEW creep and when you're multitasking. I'm sure that if I was still in shape, I'd have been able to look for that and still be okay, but I mean, I'm not much worse than probably most people listening to this, so it's not too big of a deal. So Demon Hunter is still almost level 3. Right now my thought process is I just need to get my macro going. I'm at 38 of 40 food, which is really terrible. But I realized that, okay, he's left me alone. I don't want to leave my base too far because he might still want to come back. You just never know. But I have hit tier 3, and so I'm going to start getting bears up. Right now I'm not really sure what he's making, and I kind of make a mistake in not really checking on his macro process. But after I crept out this lower orange camp, I sent my Ancient of War up to this expansion here, and I'm just going to, just do creep pulls and just trying to get some more experience. I really want a level 3 Panda, and I'm going to get really fortunate here in getting an experience tome. You can see also the Rejuve and the Dryad is nice. And I'm just, getting some experience. I'm not too worried about him stealing the creeps, so I'm not really chasing that one down. I chased his Zeppelin away already, so like I said, I'm not really worried about it. Really pretty good drops here. There's the XP tome, about to Giant Strength is pretty good too. Now, if I were faster, again, this would have been different, but I did not pass the staff. I wanted to pass the staff to my Panda and staff the DH home so my Panda could get closer to 3, so that was a bit of a mistake, but I realized that he has an expansion going and that he's still going to be probably power macroing because he knows he canceled some lures and did some damage to my lumber. He probably thinks that I don't have units for a while, and so he's going to try to get himself probably closer to 80 food and just get it going. I mean, even if that's not the case, I had a lot of money because I didn't have a Moonwell. I didn't have a 4th Moonwell, so I had a lot of money stacked up, and I was really worried mostly about just getting out macroed late game. So I put the expansion up, and it does happen to work out for me. This expansion will go up without really any troubles at all. I staff my DH home and go grab the Orb of Venom, and now here you're going to see basically why I wanted to staff that DH home. Actually, I screw up here and actually steal some of the experience off that Kobold. I don't pull him back just yet. I got just barely in EXP range, and so both either staffing the Demon Hunter home off that creep at the expansion, or just not putting my DH in range would have been really, really helpful. But I come into my opponent's base right here, and I see that he's Castle, so I know this is a Paladin coming up right now. So I know he has a Mountain King lurking. I see Castle and I see an Altar making a unit, so I know that he's got a Mountain King lurking. I don't really care because I have a staff, so I'm not really worried at all about what he's going to do. But I try to get rid of these peasants, so I Lightning Shield. And again, being level 3 would have let me Haze Fire and kill those peasants. Actually, yeah, I would have needed a Haze to kill those peasants. So that would have been nice, just a little bit of lumber damage, because if I check his lumber, actually he has a ton, probably has a shredder, yeah he does. But, I get the dispel right there, and most specifically just because I knew my panda would hit 3 off of that, so that was just really nice right there. So my staff chases Footman down, I get bolted, I don't really care, but I see he's in my base now, and I'm like, oh, mother effer, you've got a siege engine. So right now I'm worried about mass tanks, so I start producing Ancients of War. And also, I'm going to start getting, so there's the one Wisp repair. Staff my DH home for some damage output, and there's a bear in there as well. My drive's in the perfect spot to block my DH from doing anything. I push the Goblin Zeppelin back, thanks to the Dryad, and I figure he's probably not going to try again. Actually, yeah, he's just run it back. But with my army with the Panda, I know that because he focused on getting a Zeppelin and the Steam Tank, I know I can fight this army a little bit and do some damage. So you see I get in there and I pick off 2 footmen. I basically just split my control group into number 2 is the Panda, the rest of my army, and the DH just helps me chase stuff down in control group 1. Could have done some damage to that Zeppelin if I really was paying attention. That's kind of a mistake. The siege engine here taking some damage, and this one Wisp, I just have him auto repair right now. He's going for that Hunter's Hall, just whatever. Siege engines have 1 attack upgrade. I'm not really paying attention to his upgrades. I could have if I wanted to. Mostly I'm just trying to micro and block right here. So I'm not blocking very well. Again, he hoses this game. It's on GGC. My ping's really not even more than half a second, but things like blocking are really delay oriented, especially if you're out of shape. It's not easy to do. So whatever. The expansion's up. I see that, oh yeah, my expansion. Mostly I see the Entangled Gold Mine on the minimap. That's one of the main things you need to do as a player. Is you need to watch your minimap a lot for clues as to how all your stuff's going. So there's Nature's Blessing. I staff the Dryad home in an attempt to hit the Zeppelin a little bit. I do some damage there for sure. But now it's like time to save the Moonwell. So I turbo repair on that because I figure, yeah, I'm going to lose some money, not mining gold and lose some money on repair, but I'm not going to lose 180 gold. You're going to see that I was at about 170, and yeah, I dropped 50 gold basically. And, I maybe took 6 seconds, and that's 120 gold there as well. So yeah, I basically lost 180 gold from what I would have, but at the same time I know it's going to be a long game, so I don't really mind pulling stuff off gold because I know it's going to be a long game, so I'm not worried about not having my main run out and losing that gold because of repairing. I mean, you got to realize in any game that involves an expansion, it's going to be a 20-minute game most likely, and so you can pull stuff off your main to go build a Moonwell or repair a Moonwell, and it's still going to mine out at the end, so you shouldn't really worry about it. But here's the push, and I make sure I uproot my Ancients of War, and I start pushing that one forward, and that's going to really help me win this battle. So here we go, getting in here, and I know I have a level 3 Panda, so I'm just going to haze fire at the very start, and there it is, right there. Pow, a lot of damage on those. And now I see these mortars. The first thing I do is I split my Dryads off, because I know if I let them attack me, I'm just going to get utterly destroyed. And even still, you can see he's doing a lot of splash damage to these Dryads. I'm a little bit out of position, but I've got this one Ancient of War, which is going to help a lot. He picks off one of them. And you can just see here, I'm just doing as much as I can with Mana Burn. I'm keeping the MK the MK low. He has no mana. I LS my DH as well. I know he's pretty durable just because I've been mana burning the Mountain King. I know he's not going to be in bad shape. But I didn't really check the actual mana on the MK, so I wasn't sure if I was going to get bolted or just focus fired. So I just staff him home. I let him heal up on Moonwells, and I run him back in. He actually picks off a couple Spellbreakers there. I'm not really paying attention, but he's doing really well for himself. There's the Paladin getting very, very low. Hits a healing scroll just in time, which is kind of unfortunate. But my units are very low, and I have no way of saving them because my staff's on cooldown, and I can't pass it. So I just Mana Burn, focus the Archmage, get him out, and then I go for the Paladin, but he's level 2, so that's not going to help me much either. So the fight, I guess, went decently. I mean, I'm down to 46 food. I was at 58 at the start, and I was just turbo macroing bears. I was basically no upkeep, 2 gold mines, so I was just spamming the hell out of bears, getting items when I could, staffing and using Moonwells. So at this point, I realize I have money, and I go down and I have no upkeep, and I plan on staying at no upkeep for a little bit. And I pick up a second staff, and I pick up a second orb as well, because that's going to be a lot of damage output. When he's got things like knights that have really big armor and spellbreakers that have really big armor, and when a key part of his army is heroes, I mean, really his entire army is high armor units. And certainly he's got a lot of healing available with scrolls and such, but he's got